project. Judy Arts is going to be the new chairperson starting in 2012. I brought a clipboard today for you to sign up if you decide after this short presentation that you're interested in getting some volunteer hours with us. You'll have an opportunity to actually work on one of our projects next week here at Myers Park. This presentation is designed for outside groups, so we always introduce the state and the county programs by giving them a list of what we're all about, because a lot of folks don't know much about the Master Gardeners. I need to update this slide because it says we have 130 members. What's our numbers up to now? So what type of sites are we talking about? Our county is full of historic sites, including some of these on the slide. You'll see down there in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see what you might recognize. That's the front porch of the Haggard House here at Myers Park. We just finished a landscape plan for that, as well as the Farm Museum along there with the outbuildings. All of these sites that we visit have landscapes and gardens associated with the buildings and their collections. And what we do is pair our expertise with plants and historic plants with these sites so that the plants and the landscapes can work together with the buildings and tell their complete story. One of the things we like to do is research the sites. If the buildings are still in place, that's even better, but most of the time these are nonprofits that have the buildings and log cabins and old homes have been relocated to a different site. So we try to research and find out as much as we can about the original site. Some of our sites have photographs from the eras when the buildings were in their original sites, and we can look at those, which is really helpful. It's really exciting to put together the plants and the history, and people get that sense of time and place, and it helps tell the site story. A lot of times these are nonprofits, like I said, and they're on a real limited budget, so we can help them with that. You all know that wildflower seeds give you a real good bang for your buck, and we've been able to use those in many of our sites we've already helped. That lower picture is at Young Cemetery, which Greg just mentioned. Those are the native blanket flower. That is not a retouched photo. It was just gorgeous, and that's one of the sites. We've also done that kind of planting at Allen Heritage Village. They have a big area near Babe's Chicken, a spot I need to hit up for dinner, and that's a perfect spot for a little prairie planting. So most of the historic sites in our county that we deal with are from the late Victorian era, like Haggard, the Haggard House, Heritage Farmstead Museum in Plano, Frisco's Historic Park, and some of the plants that were popular during that era, I have a visitor, are still in our gardens and landscapes today. Like that top picture, that's canna, you probably recognize that, and the tree in that middle picture is the American elm. They're still around, a lot of them in Collin County, especially along our creeks, huge, beautiful trees. Does anybody know what that plant is in the bottom left-hand corner? Do you recognize that flower? No fair, Judy. It looks very much like that. It's a very good guess. I'll give you 2 more seconds. It's a very common plant in our area. Cotton. That is the cotton blossom. Very pretty flower. So what we ask our membership is if they already have some sites in mind, or they're on their travels, they recognize an historic site or something that's in need of our attention, they might want to consult with the Rooted in the Past committee. We ask to just email me or call me, or in next year it'll be Judy, and we'll either send you a form or you can give us the details and tell us where it is, and we'll try to consult with them and see if they want to talk with us about helping them with their landscapes. Some of those pictures, they're all houses, obviously. The top one is at Allen Heritage Village, and that's the Bolin House. We just finished helping them landscape that with an herb garden and a bride's room, old roses, beautiful things that connect to the church, which we also help. Our member, Marge Bryan, is a member of the Allen Heritage Guild, and this is their main site. It's a beautiful spot. You really should go, and it's particularly popular with brides. The middle house is the Annie Wilson house in the Heritage Farmstead in Plano. We did a plan for them to reestablish the parlor garden in front of the house to the late Victorian era by taking out what wasn't appropriate. Landscapes change over time. Trees get too big, bushes, as we all know, get too big, and we wanted to help them return it to the era that matched the era of the house. And then the bottom one is the young house. This goes along with that young cemetery I was showing you, and it's also at Heritage Farmstead. I was telling you a minute ago about the Heritage Park in Frisco. That top picture is one of the houses there that they moved to the site, and we just finished a plan for them, including rainwater collection system. Our Dave Spadoni has been working with them to try to get something similar to what we have up here at our perennial test garden, with tanks and collecting rainwater off their train depot, and Babe's Chicken too. They have a perfect spot for that. I must be hungry. I'm thinking about Babe's Chicken. But this is one of the sites that had pictures from the era when the homes were in their original site, so we were able to help focus on what they had before so we could make it look a lot like it used to look like. We love to use heirloom roses. It's one of my favorite plants, or they are one of my favorite plants, as well as historic iris. And this is the Lebanon Baptist Church in the Heritage Park. We really focused on what we like to call flame-proof plants for this site because of our obvious weather issues this year, as well as other years, drought, heat, and they didn't have widespread irrigation on that site. So we helped them refocus their attention on drought-tolerant, heat-tolerant plants. This is another one of the houses, and that was the feature they were going to have in their herb garden near the kitchen. They wanted that tree taken out, and we helped them design a little herb garden featuring that old water pump as a centerpiece. Again, this is another house that we had on the property that they wanted to re-landscape. The top picture is the house as it appeared on its original site, and we liked how the homeowners had chosen those shrubs to focus on the entry. We chose something different but similar that would be a little bit less maintenance because, again, a nonprofit with limited staff and money can't be out there pruning the shrubs every week. So we wanted to give them something that was similar but a little less tough to maintain. And there's Babe's Chicken, my favorite restaurant today, obviously. I never actually eaten there. And that's the Prairie area that we recommended. They have a wildflower seeding with some native grasses, and they could just mow an area in the center for activity, and then it would be very low maintenance and, of course, needing very little water. These are some of the logos with the groups that we worked with in the past. They continue to be partners with us in identifying historic sites, and we wanted to give them their moment of fame with us. We like to pair with these nonprofits because their mission is education, just as the Master Gardeners. That is our mission, to educate folks in Collin County about the best plants for the best place, how to get the most bang for your buck, how to reduce your maintenance and succeed in the garden, and that's what we're all about. These are just some of the links. That third bullet, the Landscapes and Gardens for Historic Buildings, that's one of our favorite reference books for when we do research on era-appropriate plants. We use other books as well, but that one helps us define which plants are available if a client wants to make sure that the plants aren't from 2010, but from 1910.